righty. Hey, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. We have one person who is on the live right now. We're going to let some other people join. All right. Three people. Excellent. All right. So, hey, Angel, sup, Brandon, sup, Angel. How are you doing, sir? Appreciate it. All right, 4 people, thumbs up. Thank you. If you're coming in, give me a thumbs up. Appreciate it. Excellent. Wonderful. So thank you for joining us today. If you're watching here, we're going to be doing some live calls. All right. If you're watching the replay, I really appreciate you. Hit the thumbs up if this is helping you out. Hit the subscribe button as well, and hit the bell for notifications, as I'll be trying to do more live streams. Yes, you shaved. I did shave. Yes, been busy working, responding to your emails, your comments in the credit repair. So I want to do more live streams. So weekends I tend to have a little bit more time to get to you. So hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, so you know when I go live. So I appreciate you. I appreciate you all. Thanks.
Okay, stop. Take the microphone out and see if it sounds better.
All right, I'm going to take the mic out. Might have a technical issue with the sound. All right, so yes.
Just take it for a second. You need to hear it. I don't know what sounds better.
I'm going to take it for this.
Sorry, we're trying to make sure it sounds good.
All right, so, all right, that one sounds okay. And let me see what this mic sounds like. I'm just working on the sound, guys. Apologies. To me, it sounds the same.
It doesn't sound the same though. I don't know. I guess the microphone, the headset's better, right?
Yes. All right. Jeanette Dickinson, you're so handsome. Thank you very much. Brad for president. That's what we're talking about. We gotta take over the office. Brad for president. That's what I'm gonna do. I gotta get some free.
No.
Some free education. If I was president, get you some free healthcare, some free education. That would clean up a lot of problems. See a lot of people with student loan issues and healthcare issues and all that good stuff. So, all right, now let's get into it. Repossessions. Okay, we'll probably stay on here for a little while and get to your questions and answers. But I just wanted to touch base. Some people have a lot of questions on repossessions, and if you're coming in the evening here, you know, kind of late night on a Saturday, I appreciate you. Appreciate you very much. All right, so repossessions. All right. Just take care of some of the stuff. Okay, Jessica is going to moderate the comments. Fantastic. All right. Now, to whom it may concern, this is a letter with secrets, all right? We're giving away secrets here, credit repair, repossession letters. And you might have seen some other videos about removing repossession as well and things of this nature, but I just wanted to make sure that you guys are getting the utmost attention to this. People are writing in a couple of repossessions. Repossession is a big problem right now. Okay, so we've got a letter for you at 609creditrepair.com, or we can do it for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. And what you can do is you can send a letter. A lot of times you don't get the proper documentation, all right? So the repo was sold, providing that there was no file or claim of judgment. They should have some type of deficiency notice. They should have sent you the ability to go and purchase your car back at the auction. You should be able to have that, and the collector should be able to have that. So this is what the letter says. Amongst your name and their name, the original creditor, their name, the original seller, the account numbers, the VIN, the model, all this good stuff, you actually have a letter that says, I'm writing in regards to the above referenced transactions under the state laws. The statutes of deficiency cannot be claimed unless all the required notices are properly and timely given. Okay, so many people are getting these notices saying that they owe a balance, they owe a collector, they owe this amount in charge off, they owe this deficiency, but they don't have the proper documentation to force your hand to pay it. Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, Fair Credit Billing Act, the Fair Credit Debt Collection Practices Act, and FACTA, state and federal law. So all this stuff. So they have to give proper notice, properly and given timely, and all the allowed redemption period, right? The redemption, allowed redemption and cure time limits are adhered to. You're supposed to be able to purchase the vehicle back if they sell it, okay? Please provide copies of notice of proof and of the commercial reasonable manner of resale of subject vehicle, right? So all that has to be part of the documentation. All that has to be part of the documentation for your repossession, okay? So this, you give them 14 days from the receipt of this notice, of this letter, and this will put the pressure on them for all their alleged claims, and all this deficiency will be considered null and void if they don't get it to you within 14 days. Once you have that documentation, you'll be able to send that stuff into the credit bureaus and let them know they need to take this deficiency off. When they have that incomplete, inaccurate information on there, that deficiency, and it's wrong because they don't have the documentation for it, they must delete the repossession. There it is, right there, right there. I love that little emoji that they're doing right there. That's fantastic. So that is the leverage, a very easy, very simple, and we call it the easy Section 609 credit person for a reason, because it's very easy. It's all set out for you. You just got to file it, send it in to these guys that be shucking and jiving, these collectors. They want to get easy money off of y'all, but we don't have it. We're not going to allow it, okay? We got these guys cornered. And I'm telling you, I've seen it happen over and over. Repossessions come off all the time, all right? I want to get pumped up. Nice seeing you live for the first time. Good seeing you as well. Bro, you live Friday night? I love it. Of course, Friday night. I'm gonna tell y'all, let me tell you something. I'm live Friday night because I know that the dedicated, hardcore people who want to get their credit straight are working on their stuff over the weekends, nights, weekends, holidays, after they're working, after their work week. I'm working all week long, and I want to help y'all on the weekend for free, Friday, Saturday night, Sundays, whatever it is. That's right. That's right. I'm getting these emojis. That's right. Whatever it is, however we can get to you and help, that's what I'm going to do. Okay. Have clients during the week. Have emails to go through during the week. You have business and jobs during the week. Or maybe some of y'all work on weekends too. I work weekends. I stay on This Is My Credit Repair because I have a great time. And it's wonderful to be of service to you guys. It really is. The inverse would be being all broken up and all this stuff, and my knees and hips and all that stuff that I had to before, and couldn't get no job, and was stressed and struggling, and had bad credit, had no monies and all this stuff, right? So I'm glad I can help y'all out. Now, let's see what we got. We got some questions here. I want to make sure. We're sitting at our desks right now, writing letters now. I love it. Give yourself a thumbs up. I appreciate it. All right. I'm pumped, man. I'm pumped. Yeah, appreciate you. Appreciate you. All right. Okay. Do you have clients personally? Do you work on their credit, Brandon? This is a great question. Okay. So I have a company, the Awesome Life Group LLC. Okay. We are a company. I have a partner. You can see her and you can see what we do on YouTube here. You've met Cornita. We have people in place that have been trained by us to do the credit repair, do the onboarding, be client services, be there on the phone with you guys, walking you through the process of whatever that we need to get these credit bureaus to act right, okay? What happens is people get stuff in the mail, right, from the bureaus. They gotta send it into us. Okay, we can examine it. We have credit monitoring that we look at your stuff for you. We map out the process, and we have credit repair processors who process letters for you and get the right stuff, and we adjust things for you and make sure that your letters are unique and special and beat the bureaus and the scanners and the nonsense, and we know the law and we see if they violate our rights. So the company Awesome Life Group LLC, we're out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. We're bound and licensed out there, and we do a phenomenal job. Our customer support is above and beyond. The customer experience is phenomenal. So thank you for asking. And yes, we can accommodate you guys and your credit repair issues. And I've seen it with my own two eyes in the office. People have gotten things deleted, okay? Their rights were being violated. Of course, I can't say for you, your situation is different, but I've seen charge-offs, bankruptcies, repossessions, foreclosures, liens. I've seen it all come off, guys. I've seen things happen, so. All right. Whoa, Tamika Williams, this is the truth, y'all. I had another 42-point increase. Wow. Fantastic work, good job. Hey, all right, Tabitha Tucker. Hey, Brandon, I got some responses from the credit bureaus. It's confusing to me. All right, help, absolutely. I want to help. So you can type your questions there. All right. Oh, if I already sent my first round of letters, can I have the Awesome Life group take over from me? Yes, yes, that's possible. We'll assess where you are, what you've done, and what we need to accomplish, okay? And what we need to do. All right. Oh, wow. Holy cow, Knife Sue 1984. My wife got her student loans removed with your DIY program. Hashtag invest in yourself 100. Your trade lines rock. Melinda, you're very welcome. Two medical collections, different account, but same collection agencies send validation letters separate. Okay, great. So great question, Sandra. Miss Douglas asks, two medical collections, different accounts, but same collection agency. So they're here, but same agency. Send separate validation letters separately. Okay, now, you don't have to. You could take one validation letter and put two accounts on there, okay? So Miss Sandra Douglas, you could put both accounts on there and have them to do their internal investigation. Now, personally, what I would like to do is I would send them separately and I would know which one I was sending and which certified letter went with which account. Even though it went to the same place, which account, okay? Because we're about to trap them up. We're about to use their own stuff against them, okay? So this way you know they have to do an internal investigation on this, an internal investigation of this with the bureaus. Now, once they sign for their certified letters at the validation level, this is some advanced secret stuff, all right, that I give to my subscribers here. The subscribe tribe, so if you're watching the replay, hit the subscribe button, say subscribe tribe down in the comments, hit the bell for notification because weekends I want to go live with y'all, okay? So you send your validation letters, okay, to the collectors, two of them, certified this time, okay? And once they sign for them, you send your credit bureau investigation letters, your 609 letters, okay? Now, during this period of time, they're supposed to stop all collections on your medical stuff, okay? The credit bureaus are supposed to verify and go to the collectors and see what they have. The problem is during this period of time, they're supposed to stop all the collection processes. So they're not even supposed to be communicating to the credit bureaus. So when the credit bureaus come back and they say, oh, we verified it, then you can send your second round, your MOV or method of verification letter to the bureaus and say, how did you verify it? Because what I got back on two separate documents during this period of time is some statements. I didn't even get nothing or whatever. Or I got my medical records, which is a HIPAA violation. How did you investigate when they weren't even supposed to be communicating with you during this 30-day period of time? What y'all should have done is y'all should have told me that they were doing an investigation and you needed more time. That's what should have happened. Now you violated my rights and you got them dead to rights. So this is a very simple procedure. You send the letters, you send it to the other 609 letters to the bureaus, boom, 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 like a little machine. And if you need help, okay, you can email me, or what we're going to do is we're going to allow you to call in. Okay, we're going to let you call in here. I know it's hard to see. That might be better. Okay, that might be better. We're going to do some live calls. We're going to let you call in. Okay, 800-216-6410. Now that is just for live streamers, okay? So if you're watching the replay, the number will be turned off during the replay. This is for live stream who want to be up with me, want to hit that bell for notifications and be on live and take some free credit repair calls, okay? So that should hopefully help you out. Hey, Nelson, man, I've seen Nelson Salcedos. All right. We got a call, y'all. We got a call. Let me see what I've got. Good evening. You're on live with Brandon. How you doing? Excellent, excellent. All right. Did you have a question I could help you with? All right. Mm-hmm. Yes. Right. Right. So did you freeze up SageStream? Did you send in stuff to the people who put your inquiries on there yet? Freeze. Right. Okay, so we were just talking here about inquiries. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure I didn't want to put your information all out of blast or whatnot if you didn't want to. But what we said was you sent in your first round of letters for inquiry removal, and the bureaus came back with some games. They said, oh, well, you know, inquiries are factual and you need to go to the creditor and that kind of stuff, right? You sent your freeze letter into SageStream. However, they wrote back with some nonsense saying that, oh, we didn't have the right address or ID for you. Is that correct?
Right, they said that my name is considered proof of my physical address, and I initially sent in a copy of my driver's license with my address on it and my security card. So I sent them back a bank statement to show them proof of residency.
Okay, so I think you had a slight timing issue. You want to make sure SageStream is frozen prior to sending in inquiry dispute letters, okay, to all non-account holding inquiries, and you want to send in letters to the individuals, companies that put these inquiries on your reports, asking them for their permissible purpose. Also, you want to make sure it's usually about 90 days after the inquiries because they purge the documentation of anything they might have on file for you. Typically, that is the easiest route. Now, you can, of course, dispute because you didn't necessarily authorize this stuff. Where was this at? Where did all these inquiries come from?
It was from a motor vehicle company. They're very old. They're like a year or so older.
Right. Right. Which is great because they're so old now, it's going to be challenging for them to provide the application, the permissible purpose, knowing that it was you applying for this kind of stuff. And you only have one loan with this car company, or you don't have a loan? You didn't get a loan with them?
I don't have any.
You have nothing.
Holding with any of my inquiries.
You have not, exactly. So you have nothing with them, okay? So it's just going to take a little bit of a process. Make sure SageStream is frozen up. Make sure you go through the stuff again with the rounds of letters. And this time, from my understanding and from what my partner has seen and what I've seen at the Awesome Life Group, they should come off. You should be okay. All right. And it's SageStream playing games. We've seen this before, where they try and say that we can't verify your ID and your address and all this nonsense. But we told you to send in the right stuff. You sent in the right stuff. They're playing games. And if it becomes a problem and you've trapped them up, you can submit complaints. Okay. You can submit complaints to the CFPB is one spot. But there's always the Attorney General's office in your state if they're playing games, okay? If the dealership is doing things they're not supposed to be doing, you can report them as well, saying, hey man, I didn't approve all this stuff. Did you want them to run your credit that much? Did you give them?
No, I don't want them to run it that much. It's maybe for one.
They said one. Yeah.
And then it's what they run probably like 5 points. Just 5 different people.
Yeah. Man, I'm sorry. This happens all the time, and this is why we have this stuff in place. So, yeah, and it shouldn't be allowed anymore. It shouldn't be allowed anymore. All right. Did you have any other concerns, questions, concerns?
No, I think because I was looking at, I also put into Equifax the dispute where you try to get this deleted off of your credit. So I received that, and then so they are currently investigating. So that normally takes about 30 days, right?
Yes. So it's a great question. It takes 30 days from the date they receive the letters for them to postmark you a response. So mail time is in there. Some people think, oh, I sent it out on the 1st, I should get a response on the 30th or the 31st. It's, if you send it out the 1st, they get it on the 7th, they got till the 7th to mail you a response. So, that's kind of how it works.
Okay.
Yeah.
because I did send out a certified letter and I did get my return receipt back.
Excellent. Excellent. Cool. So you got them. So if they don't do it within 30 days, you can send a non-response letter, non-compliance, ask for everything to be deleted right away. And then if they don't respond, boom, you got them again, dead to rights. So yeah, if you need any further help, you can email me. You know where to get me. I'm on YouTube. All right. But yeah, you have a wonderful rest of your weekend, and hope to talk to you soon. All right. Take care.
Okay, thank you so much, Brandon.
Thank you. I appreciate you. You have a good one. Bye. Okay. All right. CAS, a paid B of A account before working on my credit. It shows as derogatory. Okay. PD after charge off account closed by Guarantor. That Guarantor is the credit card company. Is there a way to change or fix this to not be derogatory? Yes, you paid your Bank of America account, which is great. They don't have anything to feed the fire. All right. And we're getting one call. Sorry, I'll do one question here and we'll do a call. They don't have really any reason to keep your feet to the fire. They don't want to play games. They can't get blood out of you anymore. They already got their money. Okay. And it's a charge-off account. So you just go ahead and dispute that. 609 letter, boom, right to them, asking them to verify this. Okay, if it cannot be verified, please delete it, okay? Most of the time, they're gonna let this stuff go once it's paid. They just want their money, man. They just want that money. Now, B of A sometimes has pretty good accounting and things of this nature. So if it's in the collection hands at this point, that needs to have a zero balance on it. And if it doesn't have a zero balance, that's a great way to have it removed, deleted, and the collection to be deleted as well. All right, appreciate you, little brother. Let's call. All right, let me see what's going on. Hello, you're on live with Brandon. How's it going? Are you there? Hello? Hello? All right, I can't hear you. I can't hear you. I'm sorry. Call back. You can call back. You can call this number. All right. Here we go. Here we go. Got a call. Got a call. If this is helping you out, give a thumbs up. You're in here, give a thumbs up, like, comment, subscribe.
Grasshopper, call for.
Good evening. You're on live with Brandon. How you doing?
Oh, Brandon, I'm great, man. I'm glad to talk to you.
Yes. Yes. How are you doing?
I'm great. I'm great.
Good.
So
Good.
I got this question for you. Actually, it's actually two questions. So one, I have two closed accounts with Capital One.
Yeah.
Okay. Two closed credit cards. I've had a history with them. I've been with them since maybe like 2010.
Mm-hmm.
Some on some hard times. Payments got some late. Finally got a chance to talk to them when the financial situation got a little better, but they had already closed the account. So I started paying on the account. My utilization is still high because they were over with the charges and everything, over the limit amount. So I'm now paying that down. Mm-hmm. But I want to know that if I pay them completely off, should I delete them off of my credit report?
Great question.
Or should I just do a goodwill to ask them to remove the late so that, even though it's showing a closed account, but I still have the history there on my credit report for them?
This is a great question, and something that you have to look at and understand for your own unique situations out there, for you, sir, and for y'all out there. And when you come on board with us, we kind of, take a look at this stuff. If you've got a significant amount of good on-time payment history, which I'm sure you probably do, and if you are now on time and paying, even though it's closed, even though they're like, we're kind of, done with this, you can do goodwill letters. And what happens is, if you had, let's say, just a string, usually it's a period of time, boom, 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 all at once, you are all late, and then now you're all good on time. That's when it works the best. From what I've seen in this industry, what I've worked with in my company, and other people, I've studied other people and other people's methods, and we cross-train and we help one another. What we have seen is if you had, like you were saying, hey, I had a little hard time, a little situation, You've let them know it's a human to human situation. I've had it happen and it saved my butt. Having the goodwill, and I wouldn't be such a beacon of saying, use the goodwill, make the calls. And having known I had to go through a few rounds of doing it, you know, about 3 rounds of sending letters, about 4 different phone calls and talking. It's just like the bureaus, right? Because they'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, maybe, maybe not. But you can get it done. And when you get that, it's so much better than having the account removed, because then you have all this good on-time payment history. It changed. I think that was one of the huge reasons of why my credit was so good. Not only did I get all the negative stuff off, but my loans, my student loans, which is, you know, they don't play games, student loans. They like to keep your feet to the fire because they want to get that money or whatever. But now I have, you know, over a decade of good on-time payment history, because the loans are so old now, because I didn't delete them, because I didn't get rid of them. Same thing with your Capital Ones. Now, you know, you don't have to tell me specifically what happened, but in your letters, you'll tell them specifically what happened, and tell them, hey, this is what happened. This is what was going on. I'm doing business with you guys. I love you guys. You guys never did me wrong. You know what I mean? I don't want you to think that I'm trying to do you wrong and that kind of stuff. So I think you have a great chance at that. And, you know, I don't know specifically how late you were, but I'm imagining you were able to catch up, right? So it wasn't too terrible. It wasn't like you were late for a year or something, or 14 months or something, right? It was just for maybe a few months.
Like
yeah.
Maybe a few. I think as far as I got was maybe it was about 60, maybe 90 days late.
Oh man, yeah.
And then after that, I was able to catch up and, you know, and start handling what I needed to handle with them.
I mean, it's the story of a lot of us. You know, something happens, we didn't anticipate it. It's human, and I don't think people should be penalized for being humans. And some of these credit card companies, loan holders, I know my loan holder, cars, they will, but you got to reach out to them. You know, a lot of us are scared and we get intimidated, but they're just people. It's just people. You know, at the end of the day, they're just people. And, you know, you relate to them just like you relate to me, and you'll get the right person. You got to get the right person, the right supervisor, in the right time, and you will. And it happens. Oh man, that will boost your score tremendously. Now, was there anything else that you were interested in?
Yes, one other thing. So I have this crazy state of I owe the state. And first of all, they told me I was fraud for unemployment insurance.
Oh, okay.
And I have this extremely large bill on my credit report for the state for unemployment insurance, but they want me to pay that.
Sure.
This bill is so large that I look at it and like, how in the world can I ever pay this back? Well, now this is sitting on my credit report as a collection. And I'm like, how do I deal? I mean, yes, I want to pay it back, but the fact of the matter is that I can't pay the amount of money that they want to be paid. So I'm kind of lost at how do I even begin to deal with that, because it's affecting my, you know, that's a very large collection that's on my account and on my credit bureau report, and it's just crazy.
Not a problem. Okay, great. So it's not sitting as a public record. It's sitting as a collection.
No.
Okay.
Collection. Yeah.
Okay, great. So you've got a big balance. Okay. What you're going to have to do is find if they are reporting inaccurately the balance. Okay. So what I want you to do is to check basically the liability. Okay. Is what they're saying true? Is that the precise amount that you owe? And is there a way for you to find out?
Okay, yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying? Do you know?
Right.
Okay, because that is what you need to know. And if they're reporting that inaccurately, hey, we know Fair Credit Reporting Act, everything has to be fair. But that's not 100% accurate. That's got to go. All right. So that is one of the many ways to leverage that. Okay, because they're violating. If they're saying you owe all this money and you don't owe that specific amount, that's going to look a lot different when you're going in for a loan for a home or a car. You're like that's defaming your character. Okay, that's a lot different if someone owes $500.
And a lot of that money is like interest.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So and it's challenging because it's the state. So I don't know what the state, what their terms are. We don't know what I don't know what their interest rates are, right? But someone in the state or someone who deals with that, some attorney or a CPA or whomever, will know. And they'll say, well, they're giving you inaccurate or unjust penalties and interest. Okay. A lot of this isn't true or is inaccurate, right? That's what you have to do is you just kind of have to hunt that down. Once you get that, you can send that as supporting documentation in to when you talk to the state and when you send in your dispute letters to the bureaus, and boom, you got it. You can straight up dispute it now, which is fine, but I would like you to have, that's why you call me, right? As you get the most advanced stuff. You could just send in a dispute and see what happens. But if you can just make a little claim, a little case, which should take you an extra 5 days or whatever, make a couple calls and figure that out, and then be like, oh, I see, I got you. Okay, you're reporting this inaccurately. The interest is wrong. The penalties are too high and unjust. My attorney said this and that. And I'm telling you guys out there, talking to CPAs and talking to attorneys, they are affordable. Many times you can do it for free. I'm telling you, of course, I'm not a lawyer. I can't give you legal advice. And I don't know what lawyers are going to charge you. But a lot of times I've talked to attorneys on the phone, free consultations. Even when I'm dealing with business, certain contracts or certain things. And they will review things, and they don't necessarily, they know that people in our situations, everyday people need help, and they're not trying to, get over, they're trying to help too. Some of them got into law because they're trying to help out the little guy. So, give them a ring, see what it is, find out those inaccuracies, see what rights they violated on the Fair Credit Reporting Act. And Fair Credit Billing Act, guys, is something new. It's always been around, but I haven't talked enough about it. I've learned from other great mentors, the Fair Credit Billing Act and things of this nature. You've got a lot more rights than you think. So yeah. Sorry, talking to death, but I'm very excited for you because that sounds scary and it sounds like something you can't get out of. But you can find the where they violated your rights. Okay, so and with the state and with anything that's heavy duty like that, work with certified mail and send return receipts. So see when they sign for it and know that, hey, I got Miss Williams signed for it at such and such a date saying this through the federal mail, saying this was the accurate amount. And now the bureaus have this amount. It's wrong. Take it off. Boom. And there you go. Now you can pay it back, but it's not hurting your report. And now you can go on with your life and your business and not have to live, like a second-class citizen, man. So I appreciate you. Appreciate you.
Awesome, man. I appreciate you so much. Thank you for this live tonight, and thank you for taking my call, man. I really do appreciate you.
Yes.
You're awesome.
Yes, you're awesome. I really appreciate you, and you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Everything's going to get a lot better for you. All right? You take care. Have a good one.
All right, man.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hung up a little quick. Hey, guys, I appreciate you. Okay, you all have so many rights. You all have so many rights, man. I don't even know how many rights I have. Sometimes I'm just like, man. Sometimes I think we get duped. We're not taught or trained any of this stuff, all right? I got a question here. Brandon, collection account from original creditor was recently deleted using your system. However, original creditor still reporting as a closed charge-off, okay? Collection account from an original creditor was deleted. However, the original creditor is still reporting as a closed charge-off. What shall we do? I have a Beyond Committed package. Okay, this is great. This is fantastic. You could utilize and leverage what you saw as a deletion, okay, from one of the bureaus and send it into the bureau supporting documentation. However, you want to send another round to the bureaus, and I got something sweet for you for the original credit. Let me just reach over here, lean over, and this is what I got. The reason I took this question here before we get to call, because I want to go back and forth. Some people, maybe being quiet in the evening, maybe they're just texting, chatting here. I want to do some stuff here and some calls here. So we'll get back to the calls in just a second, but this is great. We've got a 623, Fair Credit Reporting Act 623 method, because this is an original creditor who is still reporting as a closed charge-off. This is great, okay. So what you do is you call up the original creditor. Yes, I know, this is advanced secrets, son. We got some secrets here for all the subscribe tribe and all the people that go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you're on the replay and hit the bell for notifications so you get this. This is what the 623 method of the Fair Credit Reporting Act is, okay? You're gonna call up the credit card company and you're gonna find out what documentation, what kind of documentation they have to prove the negative marks on your account. Many times they will have nothing because it's been transferred over to that collector, they say, right? The collector bought a spreadsheet, a portfolio. All it is a piece of paper and it says, Mr. Whomever, Mr. John Smith owes this and this and that, and it goes forth, and Mrs. Smith, and it goes on and on and on. So that's what they send over. The bank is like, oh, we charged it off, we don't want to deal with this, let's purge this document, we're done, okay, great. So if they admit they have nothing, send this letter to their legal department, all right? This letter is in regards to the phone call that you will place with the original creditor, and you spoke with whomever you insert their customer service rep number in there and name, okay? So, you know, this is their name, this is their employee number they provided me. This individual informed me that your company does not have any information on this account, that it was all sent to the collection agency, right? And the collection agency already deleted it. How did you investigate this account with any documentation? I contacted the collection agency your rep told me about, and they could not validate the debt. In fact, they deleted the debt from all 3 major credit reports. All 3 bureaus deleted it. So how are you able to maintain it on my reports, okay? If this is incorrect information, if this incorrect information is not removed from my credit reports, I'll be filing suit against your company. Boom, right there. You got them, they charged it off. They sent it to a collector. The collector couldn't verify it. You call them up, give them the ability to verify it. Well, we don't have it, the collector, it's with the collector. That's what they would say. Oh, we're not in charge of it, the collector has it. You know, call them up. Hey, I'm seeing this on my report, it says charge off. Hey, what is this? Well, could you send me some documentation proving that? Oh, it's not in our control anymore. The collector, you need to talk to the collector. Okay, what's your name? Okay, John Smith. Okay, great. John Smith, what's your employee number? Great, you've been of great help. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much. I'm going to swear this way with the collector. You get this letter, 609creditrepair.com. You put that information in, you send it into them, and that's going to scare them. That's going to scare them into taking it off. During that time process, when you send this letter in to the original creditor, you send the dispute letter to the credit bureaus, and you watch the magic happen. This is the secret 623 method. It's been around, okay, but it's me bringing it to you. The secret's revealed. All right. I appreciate y'all for being on the live stream. I try and give as much value and free credit repair here to all my live streamers. So we got 120 people in here, so please give 120 thumbs up. I appreciate you. And if you're watching on live stream and this is helping out, if you're watching on replay, hit the thumbs up and hit the subscribe button and the bell for notifications so you know the next time we go live. All right. Thank you.
Call for extension 0 to accept. Press 1.
Good evening. This is Brandon Weaver. How are you doing today?
Hey, doing fine?
Hey, excellent, excellent. All right, how may I help you?
Yes, I'd like to know, I sent out a letter and credit bureau, they took out off my credit report, but now I have the collection agency just sending me letters over and over and saying, hey, this has been verified and everything.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing they verified is my first and last name and my last 4 of my social and the original debtor. And they keep sending me letters. Should I just ignore it or?
Wonderful.
Because it's not on my credit report anymore.
Right. This is great. This is great to hear from you. So, just kind of reiterating, you got the stuff deleted from your credit report. Congratulations, it's fantastic. But the collectors are sending you letters. They're trying to get you to pay, right? Okay. This is great. This is hilarious. Okay. So they're running scared now. Okay, so it's not in your reports. A couple of things to consider, but for the most part, you probably don't have to sweat them too much, okay? You probably don't have to worry about it too much, but I'm gonna ask you a couple questions to make sure that you're okay. Are these outside your state's statutes of limitation? Meaning you're in a state, it's been 4 or 5 years, they can't come and sue you for it, or are you still inside the statutes of limitation, or hypothetically they could come and sue you?
I thought it was 7 years, but no, I think it's 2014.
2014. Okay. So 2014, so maybe 4 years. No, 7 years. All right, guys, this is what's very important. 7 years is the federal statutes of limitation where the bureaus have to remove stuff, right? in your state, there's specific statutes of limitation, like out in California, right? Statutes of limitation are 4 years on debt. So from the date of last delinquency, last time it was paid, okay, boom, the last delinquency, 4 years later, they can't come and sue you for it. Now they can keep it on your credit report up to 7 years, but they can't sue you for it anymore. So that's what you want to know. So if you have a collector who's outside that window, right? So from 2014, maybe it's been 4 years for you. Check your state's statutes of limitation, pull it up, boop. Oh, great. On my debts for bank cards and all contracts and all that stuff, it's 4 years. So they can't come after me. I'm in the free and clear. It's fine. It's done with. My state considers it's done. It's off the bureaus. I'm done. I'm not worrying about this, okay? If you feel like, hey, it's still inside the statutes of limitation, maybe I'll keep an eye on it. They're sending me letters. What do these letters say? It doesn't say they're going to take me to court or anything. No, I'm not too worried about it. Now, if they start saying, hey, we're going to take you to court and that kind of stuff, you can send them a simple validation letter, okay? And you send it to them, you say, hey, I want to see all this stuff. Now, if it's inside the statutes of limitation, they can come after you. You might want to start being proactive about it. Send a letter. Ask them to see all the information that they have to prove that the debt is yours. Once they cannot prove that, they'll probably leave you alone. Usually one letter to them makes them back down because they don't have the contract from the original creditor that they have purchased. They usually don't have an agreement between you and them. They don't usually, and some of them don't necessarily have the license for the state that you're in and all that stuff. So that's, yes.
Brandon, I have one question. They did
Yes.
send me a letter. They sent a account summary report. Who was it from? Original date was, original credit was 12/30/07. Amount charged off was 5/10/11. The dollar amount, the amount was acquired or about 12/20/2013. The account was acquired from blah blah blah, you know, credit, the collection agency, and then the amount.
Great.
That's the letter they sent me.
It's wonderful. So great. So you actually, it's older than what you thought it was. Okay, great. So it's 2013-ish is what you're saying? And when was the 2011?
The account was acquired on or about
2013-ish.
That is.
Okay. No, I think it was before that. It was, when was it originally charged off?
Oh, the account charged off was 11/3/2011.
Okay, so it's from 2011. That could be why they're worried, because it seems like it might actually be outside of all the limitations, all the statutes of limitations. Okay, yeah. Basically, what they typed that information up. I mean, anyone can type that up. What I'm talking about is an agreement between a signed agreement between them and the original creditor for what they purchased it for, how much the difference is between what you owed and what they purchased it for, what you owe or claim that you owe, and how they are able to collect on what they claim that you owe, okay? Some type of agreement, a signed contract that says, hey, you, sir, sign this. And you know what? When you're signing this agreement, I just want to point this out, that when we send this to a third party, this is going to go over to them as well, okay? You understand that? Something like that, but you don't have such an agreement. And if they do, they would provide it. They would just go to court and get the judgment and be done with it. But they're not. They're playing games. So yeah, from what it sounds like to me, it sounds a lot like it's outside the statute of limitation. They're a little worried. They're a little scared that they're not going to make no quickie money on you. Yeah, you could send one collection validation letter to them. You'd probably see them go away because it asks all those things that I just asked, and they're going to send this stuff, and it's not really going to hold much water, especially since it's so old.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it normal for a collection agency to have two addresses? Because they sent it from North Carolina, but they said Washington resident, which I'm in Washington, is South Carolina.
Oh yeah. It's very common, guys out there too. It's very common for collectors to have many different addresses, virtual offices, different actual physical offices, depending on what their licensing and bonding says that they have to do and how they have to operate in a state and what the Attorney General office says. It's very common for them to have different addresses for outgoing mail, for disputes, for all sorts of reasons, right? Some of them have different DBAs. Some of them do business under different names, and it'll pop up under a different collector. And it's like, oh, it's a different collector, and it's a different address, and it's different this. It's the same darn company. And they play games, and they try to hide, and they try to subvert things and violate. It's ridiculous. So yeah, and it's a lot of this is also designed to get you to be confused and worried and that kind of stuff. So yeah,
Okay, so I just need to ignore their 5 letters.
for the most part, I mean, for the most part, yeah. If not, like again, I said, if for some reason I'm wrong, again, if you need legal advice, seek a lawyer. If they, try playing games and want to sue or something. But it sounds like you're outside the statute of limitation. And yeah, cool. Well, I appreciate you very much.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much for calling.
Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Yeah.
By the way, this is Robert.
Roberts, man. Hey, thanks so much for calling in, man. I appreciate you. And thank you so much for being a subscriber and being on live on a Friday night. All right. So you take care. Have a lovely rest of your weekend. Take care. Bye. All right, guys. Jara's doing her stuff. She's putting out the information. She's putting out emails where you can email me. All right. It's Friday night. I don't want to take up your whole evening, so we're just going to go maybe another 15 minutes or so. I'm going to do some questions over here. People have been asking questions here as well. You all are calling and doing wonderful. If you're on the replay, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, because I go live. I do free calls. I do free credit repair. I'm trying to help you out as much as I can. Okay. Jara answering questions. That's great. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. This is wonderful. It's tax time. Okay, this is a great question. I'm going to help you all figure this out. What happens if they take your tax return? First of all, it's paying off some debt, so it's paying something. Okay, so if it's paid off and you dispute it, it's going to come off pretty quickly. But how can you stop them from taking your tax return in the future? You simply have to have something in place that stops them from doing so, and that could be paying $1. If you set up a payment plan for $1, okay, or $5 or $10 or whatever it is, and I'm not sure what loan it is or what bank card or whatever, okay, they have to stop taking your return. It might behoove you to set that up during the process of finding out the violations, okay? Now, you already got your tax return taken, okay? So maybe you just want to go ahead and dispute and find the violations and find out what's going on, whether it's a judgment or a student loan offset or some type of owing the state or the government or something like that. You want to make sure that you go that route and find what violations were in the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, Fair Credit Reporting Act, Fair Billing Act, all the stuff that I've talked about, right? Sending the dispute letters, asking for verification, sending the 609 letters, sending letters to the collectors. Okay, I'm not 100% sure what they took your income tax for, all right? But if you want to make sure, and they've been doing it, I've seen people doing it, and you want to make sure, you can start as a little small repayment plan, a rehab program, whatever it is, okay? It's student loans, okay, it's student loans. So what you probably want to do is rehab the loan pretty quickly, okay? If it's that delinquent, you probably want to rehab the loan, okay? And you want to start asking them hard questions, okay? Start asking to see the instrument of indebtedness, the promissory note. Start asking to see what makes them collect, okay? Why you rehab the loan, it will be 100% new again. I think it's after 9 payments. You can rehab it one time. Remember, if you rehab one time, that's all you can do. You got to keep it good. Can't rehab again and again and again. You rehab it one time, okay? After you rehab, you have the option to consolidate. All while you're doing that, you can also get an IDR, an income-driven repayment program, which there's many different ways to do it. Some people qualify for $5 payments, $10 payments, all sorts of stuff. How do I ask? The collectors or Sallie Mae? Great, the collectors are working on behalf of Sallie Mae. So what you do is you go talk to the collectors and you rehab the loan, okay? So if it's with collectors right now, you gotta rehab it, okay? So you gotta rehab it, and or you can dispute and ask for instrument of indebtedness. Those are your 2 options. Dispute and ask for instrument of indebtedness, okay? And all this is at 609creditrepair.com, okay? You can dispute right with the bureaus, and you can ask for instrument of indebtedness with the collectors, all right? See the contract, basically. I want to see the contract, the promissory note that says you can collect on me. Collector go to the collector and rehab. You can also rehab, okay? When you rehab, it comes out of collections. It's usually 9 payments, and then it's washed, and you get all good on-time payment history again. Once it's rehabbed, you can go into what they call the income-driven repayment program, IDR. Some are income-based, some are, there's options for you. I'd have to grab my book on student loans, secrets, how to remove student loan secrets. I'm telling you right now, secrets that you get only here. This is why you want to make sure that you hit the bell for notifications, because on weekends I go live and I can teach you all this stuff. Now, all right, I hit the like button. Thank you for liking. All right, let me keep going here. Let me get to my IDRs, my income. In any case, you will be able to pay just a little bit. And here's the thing, if you are, okay, let's see, rehab, taken out of default, 9 payments for rehab, derogatory remarks will be removed from the CRAs, the wage garnishments will be lifted, all your tax returns will be good for you, and you will be good to go, but you can only do it once. Okay, income contingent repayment plans. All you have to do is pay 20% of the discrepancy, or 12 years. After 12 years of the plan, it can be forgiven. Income-based repayment plan, 20 years it will be forgiven. Usually it's a small percentage of your discretionary. This is just a quick overview. You can look up the IDRs that are good for you. Low payments, you usually have to refile your income-driven repayment program every year, okay? And then usually you get forgiveness of the loan after about 20 years. You just pay on time, whether it's 10 bucks or 20 bucks and all this stuff. It usually goes away after about 20 years. That is another option for you. So there's some options for you. IDRs are kind of cool. If you can get them trapped up and they don't have the promissory note, it's very hard for them to collect, and they can, they have to discharge the loans. That's a little bit harder, but it is possible. People have had student loans removed. You see in the comments, someone had their student loans removed. Some people have student loans stopped, forgiven. We've seen it, so it just takes time. But the rehab is going to be your next best step, and then an IDR, and then potentially consolidating those loans if you want to get them to one good loan. All right. Now, consolidation is tricky. You only really want to do it if you absolutely have to, because if you have multiple loans and you're paying them all on time now, it looks like you have more good on-time payment history than just one. Okay, than just one consolidated loan, and the history will be older on an old loan instead of being consolidated. And we got a phone call. All right. Woo! You're online with Brandon Weaver. How's it going?
Brandon, what's up? How you doing?
Hey, how are you? Who do I have the pleasure of speaking with this evening?
Thank you for taking my call. Just a quick question. I have a credit card right now.
Oh man.
On
But y'all charging up. You're charging up some clothing, getting some apparel, looking fly. Yeah.
I let a family member get a hold to it. And
Yeah.
I'm paying for the cost.
No, I understand.
But it's charged up as bad. It's charged up as bad debt.
Mhm.
And so my question is, even though the account is closed and it says charged off as bad debt,
Yes.
well, dealers are still reporting as failure to pay up until this day. And I'm like, wait, that doesn't make sense. How's the account closed?
Right.
And you all are still, reporting that monthly. So how does that work, and how can I deal with that?
All right. So they closed it. Okay. And it's charged off currently now, right?
Correct.
Okay, great. So after the charge off, they're not supposed to be putting another 120 day late, 120, 90 day, 30 day late, right? They're supposed to stop that. Right?
Right.
Right. Okay. Now, there must be some error. Okay, we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Some error is automatic or something. Something's going on. So you can send a letter to the bureaus saying that it was charged off and there should be no more active reporting. No. So like it'll say, sometimes what it'll say is like late payments, and it should say not reported or something like that, or NR or something. This shouldn't be anything further beyond that point. They'll see it as a mistake and they should remove the account, okay? But sometimes they like to play games and they don't. So what you'll want to do is you want to send something to the original creditor, right? So what we talked about, it's similar in a 623 method, but what you'll want to do is you will want to get this information documentation of, okay, I want to see that I owe you and that you need to prove all this in the signed contract and all this stuff, okay? On top of that, which you'll just add a little one sentence, if I ever was delinquent and late, please show me proof. It is impossible for me to be delinquent after the last 180-day derogatory. After 180 days, it must be charged off. Okay, so that's pretty simple. If you like, you can email me. I can just shoot you an email, help you out with that. Okay, not a big problem. What I want to say though is this was the only time I ever had an issue. I was with Firestone. They kept really good records. Okay, for some whatever reason, it was like $500, I think, and I was like, what? So in that situation, I had to do a pay for delete. It was the only time I ever had to do one. $500, and I actually negotiated it down. Okay, and it was with a collector too. The original creditor had it, and the collector had it. I did a lot of these methods, and I finally was like, I don't have time to be playing games with these guys. I was being sued by a collector at the time. I was like, I don't have time. But I have a suspicion that you are going to be okay because they can't even get their reporting correct. Okay, they can't even figure out what the heck is going on. All right, so that's how I would do it. Get some information from them, let them trap themselves up, and send a dispute directly to the bureaus on your first wave of letters. So your first wave of letters will be the 623 to the creditor and the 609 to the credit bureaus. When the credit bureaus come back and say, we verified it, great, let them do that, because you're going to go through your own internal investigation with 623, and they're going to come back and they'll be like, you know what had happened was we don't really got it, and it's all to the or yeah, there was some mistake. And so the bureau will trap themselves up and say, we verified it, and be like, oh, really? How did you verify it? Because it says that the delinquency is inaccurate with the creditor. They even admitted that they were reporting beyond a charge-off, and you're saying it's all good, so someone's wrong, right? And if someone's wrong, I need to delete it, or I'm going to take you to CFPB and the AG and to small claims. And they'll be like, oh, yeah, we didn't mean to violate your rights. Of course not. It must have been someone messed up. We'll take care of it right now. And the way I know that that's how they act is because we've had customers and consumers and clients take people to court, to the bureaus, literally the bureaus, and they say, you know what, we'll just delete it. They don't want to pay any fines. They don't want to get in trouble. They'll say, oh, sorry, we'll delete it. That's literally what happens in those hearings from what we've seen. So, and we're starting to work closer with a Fair Credit Reporting Act, Fair Debt Collection Practices Act lawyer, but we got to find them in each state, and it's kind of a challenge. And we might have some information about that. I'll give it away for free here because y'all are part of the subscribe tribe. It's freecreditrepairlawyer.com, freecreditrepairlawyer.com, and they're pretty much free, and they'll help you if you need to fight FCRA complaints and things like that and take them to court. All right, sir.
Brandon, you are the man.
Yeah,
Thank you so
man.
much.
Hey, you're the man. I appreciate you. You're taking good care of your credit and making something happen for you and your family. So I appreciate you. You have a great rest of your weekend, okay? Things are going to get real good for you. All right? All right. Take care. Take care. All right, guys. See, I give away all the secrets here for free on this YouTube channel, okay? freecreditrepairlawyer.com. They can help you out. Obviously, I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. Okay, no kickback. It's free. It's free for you guys. It's freecreditrepairlawyer.com. They help you handle violations like this. When your rights get violated, the CFPB isn't helping or the AG isn't helping. They will come in and look at and find those violations and take them to court because they can make money when you guys win. Okay, so from my understanding is they don't take any cut of your money until you win. They go basically into court for you without having you guys having to pay fees. And this is what I'm talking about. Lawyers are going to help. They're there to help. A lot of us get scared and worried. All right. All right. We're going to do one more call. I think we're going to do one more call. So one more call or one more question here because we want to. It's a live video, Dario. Yeah, it's a live video. I want to let you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we're almost at an hour. And we've been doing a long week in the Austin Life group as well, and responding to emails and all that good stuff. So I'm gonna do one more question here, as best I can. All right, maybe we'll do some bonus at the end. Stay tuned. We'll do a bonus at the end.
Extension 0.
All right. Good evening. You're on with Brandon Weaver. How may I help you?
Hi, Brandon. How are you?
Excellent. How are you doing today?
I'm well, Brandon. Listen, I have a question. How can I fight my credit card company? Okay, now here's the deal. They have been changing ownership. They started off, being called one bank, and they went from that bank to another, and then to another name. So there's been a change. And during the duration of this, I've been making my payments, but they have been rejecting and pushing and, all this crap back and forth about my payments. And so now they have me for some late payments, and they don't want to budge about it.
Okay, great.
So what do I do now?
Yeah, this is fantastic. Okay, I'm glad that I have this information for original creditors. So, one, we have a late payment dispute letter in 609creditrepair.com. Okay, we have a late payment dispute letter. We also, the 609 letters, you can put unverified late payments. Okay, and you can send those directly to the bureaus, making the bureaus have to do something on your behalf. So they do it right, and so they can make sure that it is correct. The same thing with, you want to send a letter into them. These people that keep changing their names, these banks that want to play games and ownership keeps changing, okay? Whether it's a credit union or bank or bank card.
And so I did. I sent a letter to them. They were like, prove something to me. So I did. I have started taking snapshots of when I was making the payments because I set my payments up on a bill date.
Yes.
So that they're still not moving as quickly as they should be.
Not a problem. Things that I've talked about, you have proof, you have a case, right? So they want to play games, right? Okay, send them a letter. Hey, look, this is the proof, this is the case. I'm just letting you know I'm going to litigate in the next 15 days if I don't hear anything. And I'm going to go and talk to, like I told you guys, the freecreditrepairlawyer.com. They're fantastic from what I've seen thus far. I haven't seen anyone go there, but they will take your case on until they win on your behalf. It's very simple. Hey, this is the time I paid on time. They're reporting it incorrect. Each violation, every time they report it incorrect, it's $1,000. It's not a whole bunch, you know what I mean? It's not like, oh, well, it was late this one time and this time and this time and this time. The whole group is $1,000. Every time they screw up and they violate, that's $1,000 in your pocket for you and your attorney. Okay? Okay?
Okay. Now, one more thing. Okay. Now, I said in my first round of letters. So I have never, what they've done, they sent me a couple of letters back saying, well, we took something off.
Right.
Or either we verified. But they've never sent me my complete credit report back.
They'll send like 1 page or 2 pages. Yeah. I've seen that. Yeah. I've had it happen to me.
And then sometimes the same one.
Yeah. I've had it. So they're actually trying to save money. They get 10,000 disputes every day because your manager sending out 10,000 credit reports. So they'll just send like a results page where it'll basically say like, we deleted this, which congrats, if you got some stuff removed, congratulations, you're going in the right way. Some stuff remains, some stuff's verified, some stuff was updated, guys. This is, at the end of this, I'm gonna teach you guys something. Bonus here, something that happened to me recently. So yeah, it's nonsense. I had to go through it too, personally, when I was repairing my credit. And I give away as much information as I can. What I actually had to do is I had to go in and I had to pay, I think, $8 and get my full darn credit report to double check, because these guys play games. Because what are you going to do? Of course they're supposed to send it. So of course that's a violation. It is. It says they're supposed to send a full updated report to you. What are you gonna do? You're gonna go fight them over that? You could, right? You could, but that they know. And but a good credit monitoring. Good credit monitoring.
How do I also get you to? How do I also get your company or you to show me which trade lines are great? Because I've seen your YouTube came through for the trade line.
Yes, great.
A few days ago.
Yes.
So how do I get you all to show me the best one to go with to boost my score?
Absolutely, fantastic, good question. Okay, so we don't just have them out there yet. The reason is we want to make sure it's paired right to you and your needs and when you need them. So some individuals will want to grab a trade line right away, but they won't necessarily be in the right, they're a little bit too low, or they're in the 500-600 and they really need to get more credit repair, right? or they're gonna choose something that's so wildly old. They're gonna be like, oh, let me get that 20-year trade line. But you're like, well, you're only 30 years old. You're only 28. It's gonna maybe send some red flags. Let's try and, you know what I mean? Like, let's just try and pair this up right. They're gonna maybe choose something with with a really big limit when they don't need all that. So what we would do is we would basically look at your report and say, okay, this is what you need to do X, Y, and Z. This would be right before you go and get your car or your home or whatever. And really with your home, you need good primary lines as well. Or the big thing with me and what I've seen for someone that was close to me, we put trade lines on this individual's stuff right after their bankruptcy, because bankruptcy can be very challenging to get primary lines. So we put all these AUs on, it went up, and they were able to get their own primary trade lines. So that's something that I enjoy doing and seeing for people to have. So if you need help, you can email me, and I can kind of help you walk you through that process, and we can get you all hooked up. Okay, you have my email, right? I think Jared put it out there, yeah.
Yes. Because I'd spoken to Edward, and he had told me, yeah, well, we just got the word from him to go ahead and, let people know. We should look at them. And I've looked, but I just didn't know where to go with them. So
right.
Great. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yes, you're very welcome. And I'm glad you were able to talk to Ed at Awesome Life Group, LLC. He's a cool guy. He's very helpful. And we're just slowly rolling it out to you guys as well, and some of the secrets in the trade line and stuff. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much. And you enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks for being up late with me.
Thank you all much.
Yes, you're very welcome. You take care. All right. Bye. All right, guys, thank you so much. It's been an hour. It's been a pleasure. It's Friday night, so I don't want to just take y'all up all night, but I'll tell you what, I'm going to do more of these more consistently on the weekend. Okay, the bonus for y'all. Y'all going to learn something about me. What happened to me recently, or FICO was playing games with me. FICO was playing games. I'm telling y'all, I was just in where I live. It got classified as a FEMA relief for some type of craziness in this winter, FEMA relief, and they said it was a natural disaster area, okay, natural disaster area. So when you get classified as natural disaster, you get the ability to not pay for a period of time, lower interest. I mean, they really just kind of say, hey, look, your credit, now is not the time you need to be worrying about your credit. It's all fair game. I didn't know, I had no idea, no clue that was on one of my credit cards. All of a sudden, because I got credit monitoring with my FICO, all of a sudden it says one of my credit cards was updated. My credit score went down a few points. Now, if I hadn't had good credit, if I didn't have a really solid score and my credit score went down as much as it did, okay, as much as it did, from them updating, all it said was went from natural relief to back to revolving credit card. It just updated, zero balance, nothing on. I haven't used it in a while. I call up the credit card company and they say, oh, sorry, we were told that wouldn't affect your score. I'm like, of course not, because my FICO plays games, because they play games. Now, right into my FICO, you can dispute the change. You can click dispute change. I called my FICO. They were like, oh, we don't know why that would have happened. Man, these people play games. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to watch it. I'm going to let y'all know what happens during the rebound period. I'm not 100% sure what the rebound period for this should be. It shouldn't be very long. It should be 30 days because this credit card hasn't changed. So rebound periods at the time of a quote unquote drop or delinquency as to when your score rebounds, right? So 30-day delinquency is, I think, 9 months. Inquiry is usually about 12 months and stuff like that. So for the rebound period for this, stay tuned. I'm going to let y'all know because some of y'all might be in disaster relief zones, okay? People who have gone through something, hurricanes, stuff, just stuff. So stay tuned with that. I'm gonna let y'all know more about how to get those credit cards scores up. All right, get more delinquencies off. All right, and real quick, if hurry up, Jared's saying, hurry up, I want to play Fortnite. All right, she's so funny. So I'm gonna let y'all go. I appreciate you all so much, so much. 100 people here, 96 ups. Thank you. I want to say good evening to you guys. I know it was only 1 hour on a Friday evening after a long work week for all of us, I'm sure. I'm gonna try and do more next weekend, okay? Next Saturday, Sunday, Friday, something like that. So I appreciate you. Give me a thumbs up if you're watching this now. Give me a thumbs up if you're doing the replay and this helps you out. I appreciate you. It's been great. It's been great. Don't go. No, I know. I want to stay longer, but I'm exhausted, guys. I've been doing a lot of credit repair at Pittsburgh, a lot of do-it-yourself stuff, a lot of emails and things. So I love you so much. And if you want to get to me, right, 609creditrepair.com, theawesomelifegroup.com. We've got email support for you. We can do it for you at the Awesome Life Group, or you can do it yourself at 609creditrepair.com. I want to see you all on the other side. I appreciate you so much. Good night.
Sorry we didn't get to all the questions. There's a lot of stuff to read. But a lot of your questions, there are answers already on our YouTube page. If you go to Brandon's video section, there's a little thing, search bar up in the top right, and you can search your questions, like just search some of the keywords like voluntary surrender, like of your vehicle, and you can find the video.
Yeah.
So just so you know, a lot of resources.
Hit the subscribe, hit the bell, and I will see you guys on the other side. Take care.